Hello, welcome along to Chairboys Live Matchday. My name's Dan Simpson. Thank you so much for watching and, well, come on, let's be honest, let's put it out there. It's been a tough week after last Saturday. But come on, that's what the Championship's about. That's why we're here, to test ourselves. And it's a long season. Remember, loads more games to try and get this right. So let's start today. We take on a team that was in the Premier League just a few seasons ago, was in the playoffs just a few months ago. It's Swans on the badge versus Swans in the name. Thank you very much. Wycombe take on Swansea here at Adams Park. It's a 12:30 kick-off. We're with you for the next half hour. Let's see what's coming up. Busy show, busy show. Too cold out there. As if by magic, here we are live from Studio One. Hello, wherever you're watching all around the planet for the worldwide Wycombe phenomena that is. Hello to Aaron K, watching from Australia, down under. Oh, should be at Adams Park as well right now. Aaron, many people should be at Adams Park right now, to be fair. Hello to Robin Gardner, very optimistic, 3 points today, always beats the top sides. Hello to Ethan McCulley, and hello to Kyle Geddes as well. Now, as you've seen, loads of stuff coming up on the show. Even a chance for you to win that shirt that's just behind. It's on the way. First, this is a football show, so let's get some action, shall we? And see what happened when Wycombe went to Ewood Park for their first ever competitive game against Blackburn. I'm optimistic about this one. Don't know. Did you see much of the game?
What game?
No, there we go. It's time for our second or third game of the season, so let's focus on what's happening right now, shall we? Breaking news. That can only mean it's time for team news. We've got Matt Sessa with us. How are we looking, Matt?
Yeah, chopped and changed, I think, from last week. What game last week? But you can understand Gareth wanting to take a different approach today. A really tough Swansea side. They were playoff semi-finalists last season, only beaten by Brentford in the semis. Really strong outfit, and a couple of surprises, I imagine, for Chairboys fans. Ryan Allsop continues in goal. I thought he did really well last week. You conceded 5 goals, but actually probably
come out of a 5-0 loss and be one of the standouts. That really is saying something.
A big change in defence. The 2 changes, obviously Darius unable to play, as we'll discover later on. But also Joe Jacobson drops to the bench. Jason McCarthy comes in. So it's Ryan Tafazoli at centre half alongside Anthony Stewart, with Jack Grimmer and Jason available in the fullback positions. Midfield, a debut for Dennis Adeniran, only signed this week, trained with the side yesterday, young Everton loanee. Gareth's been really impressed with him. He's been looking at him for a long time. I know some of the scouts that work with the club have been really impressed with Dennis. Tried to bring him in previously. Big debut for him today, live on TV. He comes into midfield with Nick Freeman alongside Matt Bloomfield as captain. And Alex Samuel, what a day for Alex, a boyhood Swansea fan. He was mascot. He once mascot at the Liberty Stadium, and he looked up at Adebayo Akinfenwa in awe as this young Swansea
Still looks
fan.
up at Adebayo Akinfenwa.
Who doesn't? So he leads the line for us today. Really big day for him, with Fred Onyedinma and Dave Wheeler in support. Subs, Stockdale, Joe Jacobson, as we said, Scott Cashkett, Giles Phillips, Daryl Horgan, Curtis Thompson back on the bench. That's a really big plus point for the Blues, and Josh Parker as well. So options there to change the game if needed. Looking at the Swansea team, some big names in there. Andre Ayew, I think, has played in a World Cup quarter-final. Even on the bench, you've got Wayne Routledge, who's played probably 500 Premier League games. He's been around the block a few times. Corey Smith, Matt Grimes, Jamal Lowe, all big names in the Championship. Really strong team. But Wycombe Wanderers are here for a reason. We're ready to compete.
That's what I said earlier on. This is why we're here. We're here to test ourselves. First thing that stands out, it's the absence of Ikpeazu. We saw him come on. We saw him make a little cameo appearance last week at Blackburn. Stunning shot that narrowly missed. What do you know about that?
Not a lot, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I've literally printed the team sheet hot off the press. Gareth, I'm sure, will fill in the press later on. Would have thought he's maybe just kept out as a precaution. He had that little knock, didn't he, before the Blackburn game? And maybe that's just something that's re-emerged there. So I'm sure he'll be back in the quarters before long. But as it is, it's down to these 18 names in front of us to do the business today.
Amazing. Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us again.
Now, we're going to be joined by another guest in just a second. I've promised your chance to win this shirt that's behind me. So let's welcome it in. The Miracle Mango Man, sadly not playing today, but a stalwart of last season. Let's have a little look at Darius's time at the club. Darius Charles, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. D-Man, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well. How are you doing, Dave?
Yeah, I'm very well, big man. Now let me ask, this is, obviously sadly you won't be out on the pitch today, but this is live on Sky Sports. As a footballer, does that change anything for you when you know that many millions of people might be watching all around the world?
I mean, I guess it's always nice to have maybe more friends and family see the game if they can't actually get to it, especially in these times. But aside from that, no, nothing changes. The game is the game, and we go out and we give the best account of ourselves.
Now, it's really hard to not know about Darius's journey to where he is right now. With the hip problem, being told that you'll never play football again, and now here you are. You've probably answered this question a few times before, but we're here right now in the Championship. Kind of reflect on where you've come for us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's funny, my journey, I've always said, isn't just, for me to be proud about. I think this is part of, Wycombe's journey. This is an environment that kind of breeds success and whatever that means. And for me, that was getting back to playing professional football again and, helping take this club where, we should be in the Championship, where we deserve to be, which is an honour to be a part of.
I've asked everyone this question that was at all related to what happened last season, including Dom the other week. What was the moment for you last season when you realised this is happening? Like, this could actually happen?
Well, I think, obviously, leading up to Christmas, we were extremely strong. We were top of the table, first time in Wycombe's history, going into the new year. And we knew that we had the ability to possibly get promoted, So this was never a surprise for us because we hold our standards higher than where we're at, and we used to speak a lot, Dobbo in particular, speak a lot about, maintaining Championship standards and doing what Championship players do. So again, this is just kind of, everything that we speak about materialising and coming to fruition.
And we come off a season of huge success. Not picked up a point yet, 2 losses in a row. What does that do to you as a player? How do you recalibrate your thoughts? Does it change the mission? Does it change the way you do things?
No, not at all. I think we pay a lot of attention to detail and we focus primarily on the process. And, it's been difficult times for everyone. Some teams have started faster than we have, but what we need to remember is, when we first got promoted to League One, it took us a little time to adjust. And, we do have to learn faster because teams are better and we will get punished a lot more and find ourselves further away from, the rest of the group. But if there's, one thing that we've shown to do is that we learn extremely quick. And once we learn a lesson, we implement it incredibly well.
Now, I know that you're a man for optimism, a man for positivity. One other thing that you kind of missed, if you follow Darius across any social, if you've been at all part of his story, is that you're into your philosophy, you're into stoicism to a point. It's kind of, you want to be a life coach when this is done, that's
indeed,
right, isn't it?
Indeed.
So I thought we'd use that right now. He's going to answer your problems. And the best question that we've been given for this brand new segment will win this shirt signed. You wore this shirt against Brentford in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
You narrowly lost on penalties that day. He's going to sign it. The best question that you've sent us, he will choose. You will get it, all right? So let's do Dear Darius. Here we go. Question 1. Get your thinking cap on. Okay. Question 1 comes from Mike Cornell. Gareth Ainsworth's always talking about the vital personalities that we have in the club that many other clubs might not have. What are the off-the-field characteristics for you that are essential at Wycombe?
Off-the-field characteristics that are essential for myself at Wycombe. Again, I think, this is something that the club embodies. It's about being humble, being modest, showing a real, for taking pride in your work, no matter how big or small the task is in itself. And these things, when implemented, consistently, help you succeed in whatever context of success is to you.
So not just on the football pitch, but for everybody, whatever they're doing, that's what you would recommend?
Oh, absolutely. Success leaves traits, and people that are successful tend to have certain habits, and when them habits are implemented, they tend to be, more successful than not.
Now, we're hoping to do this loads more time throughout the season, by the way. If Darius can spare us the moment, he'll come and be our agony aunt. So always use the hashtag Dear Darius if you've got any queries that need solving. Here is one from Louise Lukin, who says that she's been Skyping a new man through lockdown. Now we're allowed to see each other again a little bit. He's not going to commit. What would you recommend?
I would say let that man go. Coming from the Mango Man. Let that man go. Yeah. Let
that man go. Easily done. All right, speaking of mangoes, Tom Hancock from Chairboy Centrals got in touch. He says, what's the... I feel Tom with this. What's the proper way to cut a mango without chopping your fingers off?
This is a man who knows who he's catering to. Right, now this is essential, right? Because, first of all, I always implore people to get mangoes from, the market. They're fresher and they're organic. Right, now you have your mango. It is important to cut either side of the stone, right? Either side of the stone. Once you have done that, you want to slice your mango like you were drawing a noughts and crosses grid in your mango. Slice horizontally and vertically. Then you want to flip it inside out, and it will look like a hedgehog, and it just makes it easy to eat.
Then you just kind of do this with it?
Yeah, listen, when it comes to mangoes, decorum goes out the window. Okay, you want to make sure you just get it in your face and eat the thing.
Mangoes are messy. Come on.
Oh, absolutely. You have to have residue left on your.
One last question. Well, no, actually, two more questions. I know you're very keen for veganism. You've advocated that hugely in helping with your hip. This is from Mike Hagan. Sorry, it might not be Mike Hagan. I've got terrible writing. Who says, "What's your favourite vegan guilty pleasure?"
Oh man. Well, fortunately, there's so many vegan options now. So you can go to pretty much any restaurant and get a vegan cheat meal. At this moment in time, I'm really enjoying the vegan magnums. I would say those are my guilty pleasures. Yeah.
And last one. This is from Gareth from Blackburn, now Wokingham, who says he's worried that his team might get relegated from the Championship with 0 points. What do you have to say?
Well, I would ask him who his team is first and foremost, because he can't be talking about us. And what I would tell Gareth is not to worry.
Not to worry. Just let the man go and get on the mangoes.
Let the man go and get on the mangoes.
Darius, thank you so much for joining us in Studio One, mate.
It's my pleasure.
Now, sadly, Darius won't be out there today. Another player that won't be out there today, who we might miss, big Adebayo Akinfenwa, a knee injury has ruled him out of a reunion with Swansea, but he has had a reunion with a Swansea legend. He's got up with Lee Trundle, the Skilled School master, to preview the match.
That moves us on to Wycombe versus Swans on Saturday. Obviously, you're injured, so you're not playing. Will it be strange to come up against them, B?
Massively. Like, the thing is, for me, the biggest thing which there's a tingle is, and by the grace of God, I am fit, is to literally go back to the Liberty. Like, and part of me, I swear to you, when the fixtures came out, I looked at Swansea, looked at it, and was like, please don't be in the first month of the season where it's at the Liberty, please. Because I do want to go back. I played against Swansea for Northampton at Northampton, but I haven't played against Swansea. I haven't gone back to the Liberty. Since I left, I haven't gone back. So in my mind, I was like, I just want to go back. So of course it's going to be strange because, like, what I relate Swansea to now is the Prem and the Champ. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't anything lower than that. I can't. That's our era where it was League One. So so now to play against them in a league competitive game is strange because that means we've jumped up, not that Swansea's jumped down.
No.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
no, man, it's gonna be a beautiful thing as long as we win. The only time I want Swansea to lose is when they play against Wycombe.
Yeah,
It's the only time. It's the only time I want them to lose.
Obviously, you go into the Championship as well, B, and it is a tougher league. You know, the players are better, the football is better, the standard of it. Have you set any targets as a team and personal ones yourself this season, or are you just taking each game as it comes?
Well, look, part of me is on a personal note, I've gone in to enjoy it. Like, there's no two ways about it. I'm 38, so, you know, I'm a couple years from 40, but I'm going to enjoy it. And it's not, I wouldn't say bittersweet, but I want to test myself because I've still got that competitive edge. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'd be like, oh, I would have loved to test myself when I was a bit more younger.
Yeah,
that's the thing of it. So for me, I can enjoy it because I look back, whereas the younger boys, for them, they should be looking forward. So my thing is like, all right, I'm going to enjoy it for the present, but I know that there's nothing else I need from football. Of course, I'd want the success, the winning, but there's nothing else I need. Whereas I think when you're younger, you need that validation, you need the longevity. For me, it's not that. So personal note, I'm literally, when I mean it, I won't enjoy if I'm trying to have to track defenders down and run the channel. I'm not gonna lie, but other than that, I'm literally going to enjoy the battle. Every game, I'll enjoy it, you know. And as a team, I think as soon as we acclimatize ourselves, so regardless of what, we don't know, 90% of our squad haven't played this level before.
Yeah.
So there has to be realistic targets. So of course, the gaffer will turn around and say, listen, whenever you do anything, let's try and stabilize and stay in the league. And I think that should be everybody's aim when you go up a level, you know, to stay in the league. And that's ours. We got to stay in the league. We know that I've covered championship games many times. We know that it's a level. Not being funny, the 2 games we played, we got taught a lesson last week. And I think more than the result, it was sometimes the decision making, the naivety in it, the when you make a mistake, you get punished. So we're learning that as we go. And it's like anything, you're learning on the job. So the thing that comes into play now is to try and learn quicker than not, if you know what I mean. So I think that's the targets between us. I think anybody would be lying if we were saying, oh, you know what, we're going to go for, you know, a top half or playoffs. I think that's lies. You've got to be realistic in the sense where our aim, just like our aim was when we got promoted to League One, our aim was to stay in the league. And if you can do that, then the experience and the knowledge you've got from the first time is you can kick on the second time. So that's our aim, stay in this league, try and get our first win as quick as possible. Fingers crossed it's Saturday. Try and get our first win. And that's what it is, try and get as many points on the board, but then don't lose. And look, you'll understand this more. Understand that what it took for you to get to this point and don't lose the enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? So it can get sometimes, oh, wow, you know, we're losing games, but we work so hard to get to this point. Don't lose. Like what we said, sometimes you don't take in the experience for the here and now. You wait till you've either finished football or no longer in it. Like, enjoy it, like taking the moments for now. So enjoy playing Swanseas, enjoy the Blackburns, enjoy the Derbies, enjoy it. And then hopefully at the same time as you're enjoying it, you're doing the right things and getting the stuff on the board.
Massive thanks to Lee Trundle and Bayo. What a blast from the past seeing those two back together. Listen, 40 minutes till kick-off, live on Sky Sports and iFollow. If you've not got your pass yet, make sure you go and buy it so you can tune in from all over the world. Now, speaking of all over the world, there's been a lot of talk all over the place over the last week about the prolonged absence from fans when we'll be allowed to come into the stadium all together, what the future of football and our club is looking like. So let's find out more now. Matt Cecil has had a chat with the chairman of Wycombe Wanderers, Rob Couhig.
Rob, thank you for joining us. I know it's been a little while since we've caught up. A lot has passed during those few weeks. And I suppose, first of all, I wanted to get your thoughts on the biggest talking point of all, this continued absence of fans. I think it dampened some enthusiasm this week when the government announced these restrictions would remain in place. And I think it's probably hitting Wycombe fans harder than most because this wonderful first season in the Championship is not available at the moment for fans to come through Adams Park. What is your take on the recent developments and its impact on the club?
Well, let me separate between the impact and my take generally. It's heartbreaking. I have made it my mission not to discuss UK politics. My own politics are very different from what's going on. I do not understand the logic that is driving the ministry to not allow people to come to sporting events, but will allow you to go hang in a pub until 10 o'clock, like magically the COVID goes away at 10:01. I think it is destructive to our economics being the football economics. I think it is, frankly, it's heartbreaking for the fans, and I don't understand it. Everybody wants safety. And we should all be, and we have all been good about that for 7 months now, following in lockstep when they've asked us to do various things. But at some point, some rationality ought to assert itself, and we ought to be able to allow us to let people use their own common sense and good judgment and insist that we have a good, safe place, and we have as safe a place to watch sports as there is in the UK, I dare say in the world, and let our fans in. So put me down as frustrated, disappointed, but remaining outside the political fray in the UK.
Moving on to the impact on the football club, because there are a number of chairmen now across the country saying we can't go on like this for long. This is really going to affect the futures of clubs, and many clubs who have been sustainable for many years have now hit the biggest crisis that's hit football in a long time. Where do Wycombe Wanderers stand in terms of its security during this period?
Well, on a positive note, we are going to be in fair shape and we'll get through it. We'll be able to weather the season in large part because Gareth and I, early days, decided that regardless of COVID, we have a plan for how we're going to compete in the championship, how we're going to progress in the championship, and how ultimately we can advance from the championship. And it was never to come in and spend silly money on players in the transfer window. We have a solid group of players that we believe can play in the championship, that can compete in the championship. Let me just say this on a personal note. I know it's wrong to complain in the midst of all this about anything. What we miss most is being at Adams Park, walking with the fans, being with the fans. I also have to say this. I don't want anybody to forget the sacrifices Pete and his family have made over these past 6 months. It's been incredible, and we would not be where we are without his and his family contribution. So I'll be there, and I have great expectations for tomorrow. We are going to compete and compete strongly. I look forward to some of the new fellas playing. I think we're gathering depth, and we will be fine this season. That's a guarantee.
Amen to that. Rob, thank you so much. We'll
Thank
speak
you.
soon. Enjoy the game.
Okay, you too.
Always good to hear from the head honcho, Rob Coohig, all the way over from America. And now we're finding out more about what's happening around Adams Park. There's so much going on with Neil Peters, the Chief Commercial Officer.
Indeed.
What a title.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Nice to
be
see.
here.
And now there's a lot more, though, to you behind the suits, behind the sales, behind the spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Because you're as rock and roll as our manager, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm number one. Gaz is number two. Pete's number three.
Right, okay.
I enjoy my music, as Gaz does, yeah. A strong bond between us on that front, indeed.
I was told that you've been playing in a band with him more than once.
Yeah, absolutely. I play drums, and I've played on a number of occasions, some charity gigs here, town Christmas lights on with Gaz in the town centre. So, he loves it, I love it, and he's a different man when he's behind a microphone. There's no pressure, he just loves it.
Well, you've got to tell us more about that. Because we see like a snippet of that when he's doing the wild thing, the cartwheel. We used to do the cartwheeling, cajoling the boys down on the field. What's he like when he's at band practice when no one can see him? Is he a hard taskmaster?
Yeah, exactly that. It's interesting. So we started playing some music for Gaz, and we thought it was pretty good. And we finished, and Gaz went, "Do it again," and we did it again. He went, "Do it again. Let's get it right." And that's a real good insight into he's. When he wants something to be perfect and he wants something to be as good as you can possibly get it, he doesn't settle for second best at all. But it was good fun, and he enjoys it. We enjoyed it a lot.
Now, a little birdie's asked me to tell you, it might be CFO Pete Coohig. Does everyone think you're as good as you think you are in the band?
No, it's just me.
Okay,
yeah,
that's good as long as you know.
No, thanks for that, Pete. No, we're all right. We're good. We're all right. We're not the greatest, but we're certainly not the worst.
Now, I've said Chief Commercial Officer right now. Kind of worked your way there. You've done a lot of different stuff around the ground, including, I don't know if you can see behind us here, this is the Adams Family fanzine.
Yeah.
From way back, which I think you had a big part in. Tell us more.
Yeah, there was 5 of us did that. We did it for commercial reasons. We wanted to go and see England in the World Cup in America, so we decided to start doing a fanzine. We made enough money, and then England didn't qualify. Good holiday in Florida, mind, but we didn't get to the World Cup. But yeah, I used to do that. Lifelong fan, Lakes Park days. Yeah, so local boy. Love it, absolutely love it. All my friends, still season ticket holders, my family, my brothers, yeah.
Tell us a bit more about those memories then, if you can. Are there a few things that stand out all the way back from the Martin O'Neill days?
Yeah, it was a fantastic time because I was just the right age. All my friends and I would all just pass driving, passed our test, had cars, had jobs. So we were home and away every game from Gateshead to Yeovil. So Saturdays was just football. We were thick as thieves. We had great fun, and obviously we had the 2 trophy finals and the playoff final. Used to do the fanzine, come down here, interview Martin every now and then, and I was with Martin. It was lovely. A couple of weeks ago, the first home game, I sort of watched some of the game with him, had a chat. So all of those memories were really happy because it was just the perfect time to be sat in a car of 5 people. Not that you can do that now. 5 of your best mates driving right up the motorway and just having a blast. It was fantastic.
Now, it's such a shame that you can't be here today for many reasons. One of them is the immense LED screens which are all around. We've got the new floodlights up as well. Just tell us a bit about the changes that you're making as we move into the Championship.
The changes have been huge from day one. I came in, people talk about post-COVID. I think it's post-Coohig in my mind. That's the way I look at it. They're really supportive. They don't want to do anything like any other football team. They say, not bothered about what they're doing, how are we going to do it? So we've got some fantastic new sponsors on board from iPro. Certainly Dreams was a dream. The new LED boards are in as from today. So it's going, everything is going in the right direction. We're making money and we will be sustainable.
And fingers crossed, we kick that off today. Swansea City at home, big match, chance for the first 3 points of the season. Thank you so much for watching. We are live on iFollow. We're live to Sky Sports. We're going to hand over to them right now. Come on, you Blues, and I'll see you next time.